Well, thanks everybody. I'm Ryan Reed. I'm an engineer for the Utilities and Energy Management Department here on campus. This is Lisa Storer. She's an architect in the Office of Sustainability. We are both members of the Sustainable Facilities Committee, which is an interdepartmental committee kind of looking at UT policy, how that aligns with sustainable initiatives. We're going to talk about LEED and UT Austin, and specifically one of the projects the Sustainable Facilities Committee has been looking at, which is AGMBC, the Application Guide for Multiple Buildings and Campuses. So to give you a quick overview on LEED, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's basically a set of construction standards, all kind of geared towards sustainable design. It was developed by the US Green Building Council. And as you design and construct a building, you get points the more standards you follow. Points can earn you certifications that range from just certified to silver, gold, platinum. Now UT's kind of decree is that all new construction will be at least LEED Silver. And so far we have 3 buildings that have met this, Norm Hackerman Building, Biomedical Engineering, and the AT&T Conference Center. And there are 5 more that are either under construction or just waiting to get that certificate back. I think SAC is one of those. So a lot of buildings, basically all construction is going to have to be looking into LEED. And kind of one of the problems we've hit is a lot of the submittals we have to generate, a lot of this paperwork we send over to USGBC for approval ends up being the same thing over and over again. So our campus is pretty well established. We've got some great policies, and we end up having to, for every building, do the same thing over and over again. And so this means we're spending time kind of rehashing the same stuff, but we'd rather spend that time looking at new energy or sustainable initiatives. So that's where AGMBC comes in. For a little bit. So the application guide for multiple buildings and campuses is an addendum put out by the USGBC. Basically lets you do a kind of campus-wide certification. So we're going to be able to develop these credits that we can give to USGBC. If we get approved, those are credits that all future construction will just automatically get. Kind of where we're standing on now, where they're standing on that is Lisa and I have been developing, trying to find out what credits we can get, what's going to work for the campus, getting those submittals together, and submitting those to USGBC. Benefits of AGMBC, of course, is less time spent on each building doing the same old submittals. We get discounts on certification fees. And kind of one of the bigger things, I think, is it really ensures that our policies are in line with kind of the intent. So if we want everything to be LEED Silver, we need to make sure our policies are really addressing that. That's part of the Sustainable Facilities Committee. So something that's kind of happened is we've got these great policies on campus, but they don't exactly meet the wording that LEED might want. So we're having to go on a building-by-building basis and kind of tweak those and make these exceptions for these buildings. And hopefully by looking at this campus-wide sort of certification, we can iron out a lot of that stuff. And Lisa's going to go into some of those specifics. To kind of get started, the first thing we did is set up what the boundary is. So this is going to be the AGMBC boundary. And again, the goal is once we get these pre-certified credits, all LEED construction within this boundary will automatically get those points. They won't have to submit, they won't have to do the paperwork again, and just like, cool, we got it. And so setting up that boundary, a lot of that was, that's what the certification is going to be based on, all the calculations. So we had to make sure, basically pick which curbs to go to, get pretty fine in there for open space, that kind of stuff. And then also, since energy is such a big part of the LEED rating system, this ends up representing kind of the extent of our district energy system and our power plant. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of streamline the credits we can get there into this whole process. And with that, I'll pass it on to Lisa, who will go into some of the specifics.
Thanks, Ryan. So if any of you out there have ever worked on a LEED building, any of the documentation, design, anything like that, this is similar, except we're trying to apply all of those same NC credits to the entire 16 million square feet on campus. So it's kind of a big job. There are 2 main categories that we're sort of focusing on in order to get these credits. One of it, which is sustainable sites, and luckily LEED gives us a lot of points for sustainable sites. So being able to really document a couple of the major aspects of the campus that work as a whole site have really managed to get us, I think we're gonna end up hopefully getting 13 points in this credit category, so that's great. Some of the things that we're going to get credit for are the density and community connectivity. So that's sort of the fact that we are in a pretty urban environment, that we have a lot of services all around all parts of our campus. The public transportation system, so the CAT Metro as well as the UT bus system really play in there. Pretty much anywhere on campus, you're less than a quarter mile to any bus stop, which is great. And the open space, which at the moment we have more open space than we do building footprints. And this took a while to get the calculations done, but we managed to get that. So the documentation there will be done. And then the other major category that we're trying to get credit for are the policy and procedural type credits. This probably won't be worth as many points, but we'll take care of hopefully 2 prerequisites and then 2 additional points. Those will be for the recycling program, which has been improved greatly over the last couple of years, as well as the smoking policy. This is one of those that Ryan was talking about where there's a little tweak that has to happen in the campus policy. Right now, we require 20 feet outside of all building exits and entries where there's a no smoking zone, and we need that to be 25 feet in order to achieve this credit. So we're just trying to tweak that policy just a little bit in order to achieve that. Green cleaning and integrated pest management are 2 other places where we're trying to get some documentation done in order to get those credits. So total, we're hoping for 15 points and 2 prerequisites already taken care of before any new project on campus even begins construction, which is great. And that will conclude our presentation.